cracking up.
And we're back again. So we are here on this beautiful podcast to speak about our fantastic and wonderful and second. Me, it seems like more than once. I feel like we
It
met once.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like I met you more than twice. So our second meetup for 6 days in the beautiful island of Oahu, Waikiki, Hawaii. Beautiful place, amazing, magical place. So many people, famous celebrities have places in the places like the Aquali. I always mess that up. Like that tall place that had all those plaques.
Yeah, it was
Awali, right? Aquali.
no, no, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Awali. So I'm so bad with the pronunciation. See, I'm not prepared. But man, had this huge hotel, not hotel, but a condo building. Michael Jordan had a place. Lucille Ball had a place in there. Some presidents had a place in there.
The
And it just had
the Fonz had a place.
funds. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know, that's the funds, right?
It was Ilikai. I just
Ilikai.
found the photo. Ilikai. Yeah, it was Ilikai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
we had the most incredible, almost a week there. It was so much fun. We did lots. We did lots in the week, and we got to relax a lot too. So that was really good. Um, Meeting up, getting a chance to spend some time together again and reconnect. It was nice. We had some really beautiful relaxation days, and out of the things that we did do, as in the trips we took, I will still state every time I speak to people that are catching up with me and asking me about it, it is, for me, it was Diamond Head. The volcano hike that we did, for me, was the highlight of the things we did on that trip.
Diamond Head.
Yeah,
Diamond Head was
Diamond
beautiful.
Head
When
for
we went
me.
to the top in the bunkers, they had the bunkers, and we went up the stairs and all that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was that
that
was a
was
cool hike.
magic.
Yeah, I would have liked to have been there more privately though, like less people. I think it would have had a different
Yeah,
energy. You know,
we
really good
we went on almost the last
second
allocated
to
time
last.
slot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
went to like second to last time slot. We're also at this time right now. We're recording this podcast. We are live on Chatter, so you guys can catch us most times live on Chatter. We're going to be on there as they roll out the test from the beta test version. We're on there right now as part of the private beta testing, and then we're gonna move on over to the public beta testing, and then from there we're going to be sending Tay well established on the Chatter app. And then when we start really getting a nice community, a nice following on there, we're going to start going simulcasting, so you'll be able to actually watch us live and in the flesh, recording this before you hear the recording of this.
Yeah, before it
So
premieres, you'll get all the bloopers and everything too.
yeah, you get Dante having to restart this whole podcast because he just fell all over the sprawl, took a sprawl, imperfect camera angle.
Beautiful. If only you had the movement camera, it would have followed you down. It would have caught it all on camera.
Dang, I wish I had would have time to not have an OBS camera. It would have had
That's
it
it.
would show me laying
Action
with my
shot.
ass in the air over the sofa.
Action shot. Action shot. No, but guys, seriously, Chatter is a new audio app. It's got video available as well. If you haven't looked into it, yeah, you can go down and maybe download an application or join the wait list or whatever it is that they're doing at the moment. And yeah, just come on board. The opportunity for connecting and starting an online community like that is really, really cool. And yeah, just join us, follow us there, and also on all of our other socials that we have, which is all under the Sin and Tay name, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I want to get onto this trip. So we planned it. We actually had a plan of meeting up from Chicago. We had said we'll meet up in the next 12 weeks. That was the as much of a plan that we had committed to, and we had said that that's what we were going to do. So we did that, but destination was still unknown at the time when we did that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna try to come to Australia in May, but then it just the passport wasn't gonna be here in time, so we just decided to get as close as we could, which was Hawaii. So next time we will
Yeah.
be or I will be making the full journey that Cindy has made several times, and the only time I've ever made it was on a ship, which is much longer than a 21-hour flight, more like a
Absolutely.
3 week boat ride.
Oh gosh, no thanks.
Yeah,
No thanks. No, but yeah, hopefully that's the next one. If not, we might pop up somewhere else. We never know.
yeah, exactly. We might
We've
be.
discussed multiple locations.
That's right. Chicago. There will be a sequel to Chicago this year. There will be a Sin and Tay road trip documentary on our YouTube channel. So yeah, we're just bringing the content, bringing the travels, and we're working on the book, the long distance relationship survival guide from Sin and Tay. It's got a lot of great information in it. It's basically a culmination of basically our thought bank, our bank of all of our great thoughts and notes compiled and congealed and cohesed into a nice linear fashion for you to consume. It's an excellent book that I think is going to be really helpful to not only just long distance relationship people, but also um, regular relationship people, because the things that you have to, the discipline, the structure, the higher mind, the attitude you have to have in a long distance relationship, the level of commitment. If you're able to just incorporate a fraction or small percentage of some of the things that people have to do in a long distance relationship just to maintain connection, maintain a thing with the
Bond.
partner, bond with the partner, then you're going to be able to use this book as a tool and a
Yeah.
fantastic tool.
And
Um,
maintaining is great too, but we want to also grow it. So you want to grow that connection. You don't want it to stay at the level it is at, because everything needs to keep growing and moving, you know. So that's great.
exactly.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
had some good conversations for
exactly.
that.
And then yeah, so Hawaii, we were there in Hawaii,
Hmm.
and we had an adventure like different. We didn't have as many. I like Saturdays. I like my Friday nights. I like to adventures. And we really didn't. We got a couple of adventures, but most of the time it was the middle of the week. It was a little bit like, I think by the evening we were tired, but I would have liked to have a little more adventures while we were in Hawaii. If I could have
You
redone
just
some
have to go
things,
back.
we have to go back. We got to spend more time there. But if I could say this trip redid some things, I'd be like a couple more adventures. Definitely would have made sure that we could have stayed, probably gotten there earlier in that weekend. The
Hmm.
game, because we didn't get there really till Sunday, where I would rather Friday would have been ideal. Then we would have had a full
Perfect.
Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Been able to really indulge. Like I said, I'm a picky eater. I said this before in the video, so I kind of just stuck to the beaten path. I know, but as far as like getting opportunities to eat a lot of different Asian food, preferably fried food, they had a lot of places for that, like more than your heart could desire. Uh,
Handle.
what's that?
More than your heart could handle.
Handle.
Not
Um,
desire.
yeah,
Handle.
yeah. And then we didn't get a chance to go to unfortunately we didn't get a chance to go to Chinatown. That was actually on the agenda, and we didn't get a chance to go down there, which is downtown Honolulu, where we didn't go. So that definitely Chinatown would have been a cool place for us to have gone to.
The
Uh,
North Shore.
North Shore. I'm glad you said the North Shore. North Shore was definitely something we wanted. It was North Shore. I think was about an hour drive though.
Yeah.
The drives in Hawaii are beautiful drives though. Like they say, don't get a car and all this and that. They have so many little deals for cars in Hawaii as far as rentals, little mini cars, little just gizmos to get you around. It doesn't make sense to not get some sort of form of
Yeah.
transportation.
And
Um,
you're not governed by other people's itineraries. You've got your car, you just hop in. If you're not feeling it halfway through the day, you go back and have a rest and then keep going later. Having a car, I think, is super important on the island.
100%, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, some other cool things about the island of Hawaii that I liked. I loved the view. I enjoyed the mountains.
Yes.
The weather was very nice. Weather was nice. I even could have, if it was a little bit hotter, I could have probably dealt with it even as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We went to the beach every night, and the beaches they're cool. Actually, I was talking to my mom about beaches today at dinner tonight, and we were talking about beaches, and I was telling her how Australia has Arctic water,
Cold.
Antarctic water that comes flows up from down there, so the water is very cold. And Hawaii's water, to me, had a chill to it. It wasn't cold, cold, but it was a little. It was okay, like it was tolerable. It was decent on a hotter day. It would have been a better kind of a better combination, right? And probably the water would have been a little warmer too. I can imagine as you get into the summer, the water is going to be a tad warmer in Hawaii. Now, what we were talking about was the Caribbean, though. We had been to St. Croix like 30. I was like, hold on, 30 years ago, we went to St. Croix. I was a young
Wow.
kid at that point, obviously, but we went to the Virgin Island, and the sand. Until you see the Caribbean sands and beaches, you know,
So is the sand really white and powdery?
white and
Yeah,
very fine,
beautiful.
very
We
white.
have
Uh,
beautiful beaches like that. Not everywhere, but we've got so many down south here as well. It's so nice.
with white, yeah, it has white sandy beaches. Water is blue. It looks like a swimming pool in the ocean for like
Yeah,
hundreds
the
of yards.
longest. Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
there's a place called Buck Island where you take a boat out. It's a wildlife national. 30 years later, I promise you, it's still the same tourist deal. You catch a boat, you ride out there, you hop off the boat, and then you swim out to the island or whatever. You can
Yeah,
hit the island, you swim back to the boat. And it's not a far swim, and the water is only like 10 feet deep. And you can see straight
beautiful.
to the bottom, and you just swim right on in. And beautiful. Like, you can't get any more of a beautiful place than. But anyway, this is supposed to be about Hawaii. But point of saying that story is because the beaches in Hawaii, I don't know if every single beach is like this, but basically sand is not natural to Hawaii. Actually, rock is. So
Is it?
remember what they said, a lot of the beach has been filled in
Oh, the sand was transported
transported
in.
from San Diego on barges. Yep. And they just
Mm,
shot the sand onto the beach. So you can definitely tell it's California sand. Like it definitely has the California type grit to it, the sandiness. Like it definitely reminded me of California, San Diego to be specific. So more favorite things, complaints, do overs.
the beaches were brilliant, beautiful. For me, the water was so warm, I couldn't even get over how warm the water was at this time at this time of the year because we do have super cold water. Like in comparison, I'm talking in comparison. Maybe once I get to the Caribbean, I'll have a completely different view on water, but we do have super cold water. And I know, being that I really do enjoy the beach, I know that you just need to be in that water for about 10, 15 minutes and then you're used to it, even when it's super cold. But sometimes we have water so cold that when you get in, it actually hurts your bones and your legs because of how cold it is. But we still love the beach. It's a very beach culture here in Sydney. So we still would get in the water if we could get on the boogie boards. That's one thing we would need to bring next time. We need boogie boards because we found some really beautiful wave beaches that we could have done with a boogie board or two because that would have been super fun. I enjoyed. We did afternoon sunsets a couple of times at the beach, which was great. We did some nighttime as well, and then we did daytime beaching, which is perfect as well. Anywhere you go and find a beach, I think in Hawaii, you will find a beautiful location. You would never be disappointed with the beach. Definitely would like to go back longer because I like to explore different beaches as well. So that's probably something I would add on to the list of the North Shore and Chinatown. Some more beaches. Um,
Definitely more beaches.
yeah, the view from our Airbnb was stunning because mountains, the natural mountains, the formations were just beautiful from the window. What we saw, um, yeah, stunning. I don't know. I don't know anyone who would go to Hawaii and not like Hawaii. So
You say, oh, yeah, that's true. It's impossible. I mean, you kind of get there, and you're just kind of in this wonder world of like, wow, this is amazing.
surreal.
Yeah, very surreal. Very surreal. I definitely can't complain about it. What's another really cool
We went to the mall at that big mall that we went
couple
to
malls? Yeah,
where we had those little girls were doing the music, the song performance on the stage. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
yeah. What do they
Huge
call it?
shopping mall.
Luau dance, not a hula dance.
I don't know. They were doing one of the songs from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
It was a Lilo and Stitch, the opening song where
hula
Lilo's
girl. They are
dance.
hula girls. They
They're
are. That's
hula
what they call
girls.
them.
Yeah,
Hula
yeah,
girls. Yeah.
yeah.
I was
They were
thinking of
so
hula hoop
cute.
for some reason.
No, no,
That's
hula
cool.
girls. Yeah, they were so sweet and cute. Huge audience was watching them. The shopping center, especially that stage, there was like all the audience on the ground level, but then the second level almost had like stage elevated seating. Like this was in the middle of a shopping mall,
Yeah.
which was insane. And it was an indoor outdoor shopping mall as well, which is beautiful. We have a couple of them. Well, we have one that I know of here in Sydney, or two actually. And then I know that Jin's got them up in Queensland because of the tropical weather, and it's nice and cool and open air, which is again another beautiful experience because they're not very common here in Australia. So the mall was great. Um, we were a little bit disappointed with the fact that we couldn't book a massage in at the mall because we kept on being our time got moved a couple of times, and then we were like, "We're out of here. We're out.
Yeah.
That's it." That was okay. But yeah, the mall was amazing. The Crystal Shop, again, another highlight of the mall for me.
Oh
That
yeah.
beautiful
The
store that we walked into.
the overpriced crystal store. Yep.
Well, yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
relative. It's Hawaii tourist destination.
And we weren't going to buy it, but what a feeling in that store when you walked in. It was just like you could just feel this shift. It was so nice.
Yeah, definitely felt more grounded and a little more centered.
Yeah.
Airport traveling, you get scattered. I was very grounded from that. Yeah, and then we just really hung out. The room was a cool place to hang out because we could just throw the windows open, from 22 floors up and
Yeah.
beautiful breeze, like perfect weather in there. It got a little hot though because the sun beamed right in there. But if you open the windows up, then it lit all this really great air in. And so we were just breathing that beautiful mountainous beach air.
We got used to the windows being open on the 22nd floor because at first we were like, whoa,
Oh,
the
yes.
windows open
Yeah.
up fully. It was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was a nice breeze though, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
We were old worry warts when we first like peeped it out. So, yeah. So, Hawaii. Yeah. So, first day we got to Hawaii, we met at the airport. We went right from the airport right to our hotel. And then from our hotel is where we ended up renting a car. Our room wasn't even available yet, so we took the car, went to Whole Foods, got our stuff at Whole Foods. Is that when we got the massage too, right? Then went to
That
the
was the
mall.
same day before we checked in. Yeah.
Yeah, then
Before we
we
went back to get in. Yeah.
to check in. Yeah, so then went to the hotel or went to the mall, and then went and finally found a okay place for a massage. We complained about that in another video, so we did that, and then went to the hotel. And the first night, actually, it's that excitement of like what's around here. So we were just wandering around, went on a little adventure, and poked around, downtown Waikiki. Walked on the beach in Waikiki at night. That was actually very fun. I think we had
Beautiful. Yeah.
we had a you had I had a beer, right, or something.
You had a beer. I don't think I had a beer.
All
That
right,
wasn't that wasn't the beer. That wasn't the night that we got the wine. That was a separate night that we went back to the same beach for the wine
we
with the
drank
wine.
we drank something that first night.
Did we? I don't think I did.
I thought we drank had a little something something. Anyway, so
Mm.
yeah, so got our first
Got my
night.
feet in the ocean for the first time that
Oh yeah,
night
you
when
did
we got there. It was so nice.
because you did say you were gonna do that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. Yeah, you got in the beach, you got in the water, and then yeah, we left there, and I think we were pretty tired, so I think we crashed
Yeah.
out. And what did we do that next morning? What was the first thing we did the first Monday morning?
Yeah. Do you want me to remind you? We
We
went for
went
breakfast.
donuts.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. We went for an amazing breakfast.
Yeah, we shared this story. Yeah, this
Yeah,
place
so we had
called
a really cream
Expensive
pot.
Breakfast.
It was cream pot, breakfast, and brunch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've got here. I've got the photos in chronological order as to how it happened. What we did, like as I took them, they're all in the photo album,
Oh, is
so I
that
can
helping you?
see what happens
So you
during the
follow
day.
along? So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
we
that
went
was
there,
breakfast.
got breakfast. Yeah, we ate, got that breakfast, and then from there, where do we go? We went to not Lionel's. That was Tuesday.
We went for a walk around just the area. We went and explored it. I think we had to go grab some water or anything like that because obviously the Airbnb doesn't have a mini bar. So we went and grabbed some water from the local 7-Eleven or whatever it was. But then we found a really cool concept which I had never seen before, which I thought was brilliant. Me being a lover of tattoos and being a lover of coffee, we found a cafe slash tattoo parlor, which was good. So we had a little bit of an exploring there, and that was really nice and cool. So that was we went there, and then we headed into town
Yep. Yeah, we had it
because
in.
yeah,
What part? Where do we go? Where after?
we went to that place where we ended up finding that Asian sticks place.
Oh, we started looking for it. We went there that on Tuesday or Monday.
Yeah, on the first our first morning there, our first day there.
We went to Sticks Asia already that first Monday.
Yeah, I think it was lunchtime. Yeah.
Was it? I thought we went there a few days later because we had already tried some other stuff. And then you got that tofu, and I was like, I'm not really. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I kept going. We kept going to PF Chang's after that. And then I went to
Yes.
PF Chang's and I
Yeah.
got my noodles and all my stuff.
Your
That's right.
pad thai. Yes.
Yeah, my pad thai because we struggled that day, that Sunday at the mall because they didn't have much. They didn't have much. They had a lot, but not a lot of stuff I eat or
No.
like to eat. And so I think we kind of struggled. So then we went. Yeah, we went and got the.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with PF Chang's.
Nah, you'll never go wrong with PF Chang's. Now I remember where we ate Sunday night. We ate at that restaurant. What's that restaurant we ate at Sunday night? First night there. It was like kind of a traditional.
Oh yeah, was it the first night? Oh yeah, it was the first night because I was so tired I didn't get any photos of that.
Yeah, and I said this is normally an okay restaurant, but I think it'll be okay
Yeah,
here.
it was more like a sports bar.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I can't believe I can't remember what
I can't
restaurant that
remember
is.
what it was either, and we didn't get any photos there, so it didn't. I can't remember it.
We were so exhausted. Yeah, so that it'll
It
come
was
back.
exhausting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of in Waikiki near PF Chang's. We didn't go to PF Chang's. We didn't go to Cheesecake Factory, but right in there is a concentration of restaurants. And we went to a restaurant in that area. But it was a chain restaurant. It was kind of just any old type restaurant that you could go to. But it was a good service. The food was good from what I remember. Right in that little Waikiki tourist area, they have such a high turnover and high
mm,
traffic amount of people that they're really on it. It's expensive, but they're on it as far as things are up to par,
yeah, available.
quality
Yeah,
up to par.
mm,
Oh, that area is very luxurious as well.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
and yeah. No,
it's like
no,
a
go.
Rodeo Drive, or it's like a Rodeo Drive or Beverly
Yes,
Hills.
what I would imagine. Well, from the movies, what I know, it was really cool. Those stores were so beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's an absolutely beautiful place for
Exactly.
sure. For
Yep.
sure.
Exactly.
That place where we had dinner the first night, they had a great vegan burger. That's all I remember from that place. They had a really good vegan burger. It's really hard to find good vegan burgers out there, so that
And
was
I
a
got
really good.
chicken strips. I got no. I didn't get chicken strips.
You got something. Okay, you got.
This is frustrating me. We don't remember what we got.
Yeah. What happens when you don't take a photo? I was so tired. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
My phone was the whole time. It's corrected the
Mm,
problem, but it finally has storage again. It didn't have storage. I was trying to upload the cloud.
yeah.
Okay, so then Tuesday, so went to Sticks, got your tofu, got my PF Chang's. We ate that. I think I was looking for some more food Monday night, later on in the night, I believe. I wanted some more to eat.
You did because we went for a walk around the food trucks that we had across the road from the hotel.
Yeah, and we were perusing those. I'm not a fan of buying shit off trucks or small. I like to support small business, but also I know how quickly things could not go right with the one person's mistake or bad attitude or lack of training on hygiene or something. Like it's just so many little so then I just get nervous. I get nervous. So forgive me. And I could be just
But we enjoyed walking around there.
yeah. So I
That
don't eat,
was
but I'm
good.
saying I wasn't buying anything to eat there.
No, no,
I would look at every place and find a reason
not to go.
not to go.
That was so funny. You like
Uh,
scrutinize everything. It was like, not that, look, in saying that, I wouldn't have eaten, and I didn't eat. There was a vegan truck that had amazing menu, and I still didn't eat from there because it's just that psychological thing of,
look at all the dirt and junk around this truck.
yeah.
Here's your food. Mm,
Yeah.
right. Here you go. Oh, sorry, I got a little thumb in there. Don't worry about
Yeah.
that.
Oops, here. Sorry, here you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, get out of here. Shoo, fly, shoo. You see 50 flies just zoo, 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 zoo.
Oh
And
my God. Yeah. Anyway.
got a towel over his shoulder.
So no food. Good
Yeah,
food trucks, no food.
but hey, look, don't be like, you don't have to be like me. There's a lot of opportunity for a lot of varieties of food. I think I found about 3 or 4 places. I like pad thai, but I went to what I know for pad thai. But there was like 3 restaurants, a couple of
Yeah.
spots that had pad thai. Definitely, you could have had that. Pad thai was they had the pad thai. They had all type of different food trucks, and they had different areas that had different food trucks. On the fourth Friday in Hawaii, like the fourth Friday, you have on the fourth Friday you have some like this big food truck festival, and it's like one of the biggest food truck
Okay.
festivals in the area, and it's like on the last Friday, and they have like over 150 food trucks down there. And they have like I wish we had been there at that point because we would have had an opportunity to really enjoy like the best
Yeah.
food trucks in Honolulu. And next time we go, I really want to kind of try to time
Time
around
it perfect.
that big
Yeah.
food truck event because I'd watched some other bloggers and travel
Yeah.
guys doing it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's
Looks
what we
like
want
fun.
to do. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the first that or not the first night because that was we went to the beach at night, but that first day the full first day that we had in Hawaii, we actually got to the beach for a sunset, um, and that was like the first sunset that I watched at on the beach. Absolutely stunning. We'll get some photos up on the Sinante Instagram page, but that sunset was beautiful. The water, we had spent the afternoon in the water, which was another incredible experience. The water was perfect. Yeah, and then we kind of called it a night. Not too late either. We went back to the room, we unwinded, we listened to some music and had a good night. Um, and the next morning is when we actually went out for donuts for breakfast.
yeah. Went to Leonard's, world famous
Yes.
Leonard's in Waikiki. It has the Portuguese donuts there. Um,
Since 1952, Leonard's Bakery. It was the busiest donut bakery I had seen ever.
really, wow,
Lineups. The lineup was crazy for donuts. Oh no, sorry, that's a lie. When Australia opened up its first Krispy Kreme store here, because we were
oh
like,
shit,
you guys had Krispy Kreme like forever, and we opened up our first Krispy Kreme store. I think it was like early 2000s. It was like 2005 or six or something, seven
right,
maybe, and it was 2005 or six, and that one store in Sydney had a 4-hour drive-through wait line, and then inside the store it had a lineup, the longest line you could ever see. You couldn't get anywhere near it. It was 24/7. It was pumping out warm donuts for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there was forever a lineup. Oops.
a little feedback there.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute myself.
It might be.
I
There
can
we go.
hear.
Uh-oh, what did you move?
No, I didn't. It's been in the same spot.
Oh, weird. Yeah, Leonard's was interesting. You know, it's funny you mentioned that about Krispy Kreme because I think anywhere they open up, anywhere in America, even when they first open up, they open up as a 24-hour store, and then as
Mm,
demand tapers off, then they start to close at regular hours. Because I remember off the highway up in this area, Woodstock, Georgia, they
mm,
had one that opened. But back to Leonard's. So Leonard's opened in
yes.
1952. Portuguese donuts in the middle of Waikiki, Hawaii, in a place that's predominantly Asian and Islander. Is kind of interesting to see this because you're like, Portuguese donuts. All right, the Portuguese. What's the story of the Portuguese on this island? I would love to know that. That would have been some good
Yeah, if
information to
anyone
have.
knows, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Do you have the
Because
history of anything on Leonard's in front of
I
you right now?
no, I don't. No, no. But
That's too.
can I just say also too, when you do go to this beautiful bakery, it's old school, like it's like a real nice diner style bakery. It's on the corner block. Traffic is terrible. Parking is awful because there's not enough parking for the amount of demand that there is for these donuts. So people are like, if you go in the wrong way, like if you go in where the exit is, and you know, there's like this whole mess happening because there's cars coming in and out at all times. But the actual selection of donuts, like we were simple. We got just plain sugar and plain cinnamon as well. But there were other stuff you could have picked from other options to have. I think there was like they were filled with stuff as well, some of them.
Yeah,
I may be wrong, but there was
they
a
were.
lot
They
of
had
different options. Yeah.
stuffed. Yeah, yeah. Leonard's Bakery, 1952. What's the press? They got some press here on a media coverage. Yeah, apparently pretty famous though. I don't see. I can't find like an actual bio on them.
Mm,
But those things. All right. So to the downside of these things, bricks. They were. Oh, here we go. Here's the story of it, real quick. So the story of Leonard's was Leonard and Margaret Rigo. In 1882, the British sailing ship the Monarch brought Arsenio and Amelia de Rego from San Miguel Island, Portugal, to Maui, Hawaii, under contract to work the sugarcane fields. Hence making a sugar-filled
there you
pastry.
go.
Some 33 years later, their grandson Leonard was born. In 1946, Leonard and his wife Margaret moved to Honolulu with their daughter Diane, age 8. Leonard worked at Snowflake Bakery until he founded Leonard's Bakery in 1952. Leonard and
Amazing.
right? They were no longer strangers to hard work, both coming from very large families. The bakery prospered not long after opening. Leonard's mother suggested making malsadas for Shrove Tuesday, a Portuguese tradition. Although thinking it may be too ethnic, Leonard that's what I would say. Like I'm like, not to just to like
Yeah.
try to like
How
remix it
did it
and
end up there? Yeah.
like call it an island pastry with a
Mhm.
Portuguese influence, I guess, which essentially is what it is. But they keep their roots true to Portugal.
Beautiful.
Um, yeah, so it was a huge hit, and the appetite for in Hawaii was born. So it's been there for what 75 years now. And
Huge.
there it's a
Yeah.
machine. They just crank those pastries out like nothing. And there was a huge line of people there waiting to get them. And we got just plain. Well, we got a cinnamon and sugar,
Three cinnamon sugar and three sugar, just plain sugar.
plain sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, they were good, but
They
like they
were.
were heavy.
Like you could have just had one and been fine.
Yeah, one, and I was full
Yeah.
for like a good. I was like, I'm good. I don't want anything
Yeah.
else right
No.
now.
And they're deep fried as well. So and then again, another thing to remember, it's a deep fried something that you're gonna have first thing in the morning. Like that's for people that aren't used to it, it's like it's a lot to process.
Think about it. Like you eat a bunch of bread, and then you drink a bottle of like about like probably a third of a cup of oil that probably soaks into them, and you're just drinking that and eating that like it's just sitting in your gut. It
Exactly.
felt like it. But they're
Yeah.
good. They're good.
They
Uh,
really I mean, I would go back and get one, another one. One.
I'd get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. That's it. We
One.
don't need more than that. Yeah, for
Yeah, and they're
sure. For
so
sure.
heavy. They're so heavy.
And they
Yeah,
come in this nice little pink box as well. And it was like you open it up and they're just all there was a lot of this. Once we had the one, we were like, oh, okay, we may not finish these. We did finish them though, but we were like, there's no way we're gonna finish these. We finished them later on. It took us a day to eat them though.
it
So
did. It took like a
yeah,
day and it took a day and a half to
yeah,
eat them. Like
yeah,
we had them
yeah.
going well into the next day. And it's funny because
Mm.
then as you get down and littler in the box, and you're like, oh no, there's just like a half of one left. Then you wish you had a whole one.
I could go again. We only went once, but yeah, we could have had more. But
No,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have went to a bathroom for another week if I had kept
no,
eating
no,
those.
no, there's no, you couldn't do it. We grabbed that box, we jumped in the car, and we headed to Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. Yep, we
That
went
was
to
our
Pearl Harbor.
first day trip. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the that was the most as far as emotional impact, as far as significance, as far as American culture, as far as just hearing about some just amazing history. That was it. That going to Pearl Harbor was definitely that. Just looking at watching that movie, hearing that story of the Japanese attacking and how the U.S. had no clue. They did it on a Sunday. They did it when most guys were asleep from the night before, hung over on the ship. Like it was very, very tragic, especially having have been in the Navy myself, having had been a sailor. It was a very tragic thing to hear. And it was a disheartening thing because as a military person, you always think about, you're the one, that line of defense. You just you don't mind putting your life on the line, but at least give me a fair fight. And like those guys didn't even get a fair fight. They just got blasted and drowned. A lot of them drowned to death. So pretty amazing, pretty amazing story. What did you think, being someone from Australia, that you thought it?
Um, yeah, so I didn't know a lot about the history of Pearl Harbor, and obviously the events that unfolded around it. We've heard of it. It's not something we studied here. I've mentioned that in another podcast before. And for me, I love history, and I loved walking around that museum that we did. Um, you can't help. I don't think anyone could walk around that location and not be affected by what they saw in the museum, by the information that was provided for anyone visiting there. Because you could walk in there and you could walk around and see Pearl Harbor, the grounds that they've created, and you could not know anything about it but walk away knowing fully what had happened on that fateful day there, that the attack happened. And for me, it was emotional in the sense of what I found emotional was the artifacts there. They had uniforms from soldiers and nurses who had been helping the wounded in the hospitals. I'll never forget, there was this one clock. There was a clock.
Oh, you froze.
Am I back?
You're back now.
All right, sorry. I can still see myself moving, so let me know if I do freeze again. But yeah, I there was this one stopwatch that someone, or a pocket watch that someone had, and it had stopped working at the exact time of the strike, and it was like a real damaged piece of artifacts that they had on display there. Um, yeah, I can't get over a lot of the stuff. The parts of the ship that were on display as well were
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah, I found it really emotional. I found it really, yeah, it got you in. Another thing that blew my mind is I didn't know that the ship that is sunk, that's there, that people ride out to have a look at. I didn't know that there was the ship stays with the 900. The resting place is there for those soldiers that were
yeah,
on the boat.
yeah,
That for me, I was like, I didn't know about it. When I came back to Australia, I said to one of my girlfriends, "Did you know?" And she was a little bit more clued in on Pearl Harbor, and she had said, yeah, she was aware of it. And she said that's why people go out there. It's the resting place. And I said, so why didn't they extract them, take them out, move them? And it had a lot to do with, at the time, apparently, I might be wrong, and if you're listening to this and I am wrong, please let me know. She said the there was a lot of environmental aspects to it, because there was also a lot of um, oil, petrol on the ship. Like, moving it could have created an environmental issue in the bay there. And then also too, maybe that some of the families had all been in agreement to leave it as it was.
Somebody said I guess they don't realize on Chatter. They said there's no sound, and you have to actually
Oh,
come up on the. You have to come on the audience to hear. Come up on
got you.
stage to hear. And they didn't come on stage. I invited them.
Oh,
They declined.
that's
So
okay.
no, I don't care. Yeah, we're
That
just
makes
testing.
sense to me because I didn't know that. I was in a room the other day. I was like, no one's talking. Remember, I said to you, no one's talking.
Now you got to go on stage, and
I was
normally
invited, but I didn't accept.
you got to
That's why
accept
no
that.
one was talking.
You
Yeah,
have
no
to
one was
go.
talking.
Yeah,
Mm,
otherwise you hear nothing. I was on the app the
yeah.
other day, and it
2 seconds.
completely. All right.
Yeah, keep going. I'm just going to close the door that opened on its own. Yeah.
I
Bless
was on
you.
the. Yeah, I was on the app, and yeah, the other day, and and actually I had to remove the app and upload it, re-download it twice because I'd go into rooms, I didn't even see my avatar, and
Oh, okay.
I raised my hand thinking maybe that was just a glitch on my end, and I don't think anyone in the room could see. Oh,
Bless you.
I'm sneezing right in the mic. There we go. Skip the full effect.
Lucky you're not sharing it.
Right. So yeah, let's wrap this Hawaii thing up. So yeah, we were in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, and what was the single most thing that stood? So the 900 is the thing that stood out to you the most.
Yeah, 100%. And the clock.
When
Bless you. The clock that had stopped ticking obviously was hit at the time of the
the explosion hit,
and it's like it's on display at that time of the morning.
that's deep.
Huge.
That's
Yeah,
profound on a lot of
it
levels.
blows like it's yeah, and it's in a beautiful box as well. I think I took a photo of it. Yeah, it's in a beautiful box. It's
Yeah,
rusted. 8:05. 5 minutes past 8.
yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting time. So yeah, we left Pearl Harbor. It was a good. They had some paid attractions there. We didn't ride any of the paid attractions. We did all the free stuff. The movie was
Yeah.
free. The entry, you had to pay to get in there, period. So we had to pay to get in. They had a boat that took you out to the USS Arizona, the ship with the 900 people in it. And like I said, I didn't feel like being on a boat. I didn't feel like standing around with
It was
people.
very hot too, and there was a lot of people in the line. It was like I did not want to be stuck.
It wasn't that important. It wasn't that much of a priority for us to be
Mm.
out there on that barge, just looking at that. Maybe next time, but it almost looks like
Yeah,
you can ride your own boat out there, but I don't think that they will let you do that.
definitely not.
I can't
Definitely
imagine.
not.
So yeah, so that was Pearl Harbor. So I mean, basically, it was comprised of going to the beach, PF Chang's, a couple more Whole Foods, a
Hmm.
couple more beaches and like harbors and lookouts. Because we basically drove along the southeast part of Honolulu, you know, to see
Yeah,
the stuff. So we were driving along the southeast point, and we saw like several harbors and beaches along that southeast point of Honolulu,
yeah,
going into like East Honolulu, the island of Oahu, going into East Oahu, the eastern part of the
yeah,
island.
yeah.
And we saw a lot of just the drive is beautiful. Like that's one thing I think that if I next time I would do, I would just say I'm going to drive around the island one day and not stop,
Yes.
or for a couple
Yeah,
days, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah. We well, I noticed I really love street art and murals and things like that. And in Hawaii or in Honolulu where we were, the buildings have the most beautiful murals of, and they're all island based. They're all, there was beautiful whale murals. There was, beautiful murals of locals, of the Hawaiian people. It just stunning, stunning murals that just fit in. You see, you've got all these beautiful long buildings, and then one part of them will just have this gorgeous mural that kind of just is so island life related. It was just stunning. That stood out to us, or to me as well. We also went to the swap meet. We had a
oh
day,
yeah,
we took an adventure, which was the day after. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You reminded me, and then I just looked a bit further down. It was the next day. So after we did Pearl Harbor. We spent the day, we went to Pearl Harbor and enjoyed the day. We went to the beach after that. We had a nice siesta and went down for sunset again. For anyone that's down at near the Hilton end of, if you're staying around there, just so you know, it's something that sticks in my mind is down near the lagoon in the car park. If you like hot dogs, John's world famous hot dog stand will always be in the car park area. So you can enjoy a hot dog. I didn't enjoy a hot dog.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. He was on the pier.
He was, yeah. He was on, no, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Was it the pier? I thought it was like a
On the
car park. It was,
No, he was on the dock.
no? Oh, there you
No, he
go.
wasn't.
He's on the
He was on
dock.
the
Can't
yeah,
miss good old Johnny. Johnny boy with his hot dogs, world famous.
world famous.
Don't know
Who
what makes
gave
him world famous about a hot dog, but
they're world famous, and it was the judge's first day on the job.
yeah, and he was the only entrant. But
He was the
anyway,
first.
he is the world famous
He was the
hot
only
dog
hot dog
stand.
entry.
Yeah, that's it. Why not? But so we did the beach, and then we went, and then the next day when we woke up was Wednesday. Found the most incredible coffee in the entire island, because until that day I was getting subpar coffee, and I found a little place which was at the food truck stand called Ride and Grind Hawaii. This coffee stand makes the best coffee on the island. I will challenge anyone if they would like to tell me otherwise. Just saying. But great
Rise and
coffee.
grind.
Yeah, great coffee. The barista was amazing at making coffee. Great guy to chat to as well. And yeah, you can hire scooters from the same stand if you like too. So if you like scooters for the island, I don't recommend, but if you're a scooter person,
If you're a
scooter it
death
out.
trap, kind of put your life on the line, bungee jump without a rope type of person, then get a scooter without a
Bungee jump
helmet.
with it, yeah, why not? Helmets are extra. But yeah,
Right.
so
No, helmets. Helmets are under every seat, but for some reason, people seem to think their
forget to
ass
open
needs
it.
more protection than their head.
Yeah. We also experienced something in our Airbnb that morning that we thought was pretty cool. We've got it on video too, so we will have to put that up. We can start putting
Oh
them up
yeah.
once we release this episode tonight or tomorrow, whenever it comes out. I'll put those stories up. We had a window cleaner. The window cleaners of Hawaii are insane.
He was pretty wild guy.
They fly down fearless, bungee jump without a rope, no helmet kind of guy, I think he would have been. And he was cleaning our windows, which was pretty cool to see. I'd never seen that in my life, because I don't live on the 22nd floor of any building, but or work on one. But yeah,
Right.
crazy to see how they do that. And they do it really efficiently and really quick too. So
Very efficient, very quick.
yeah.
Daredevil. Yeah, we recorded it. It was pretty cool. I was like, "I'll record it." We saw it twice actually. We were in the room both times that he was working, but we just, like I said, that made sure and got that recording that second time because we were just so in awe. And then it happened, and then he was gone. And
we were like, we should have recorded that. And then we were like, oh, we might get another opportunity, which we did, thankfully. So that was good.
Exactly. Yeah, we did. So then we did those things, the Pearl Harbor. Then the next day we did.
We headed to the swap meet after our coffee and window cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee, window cleaner after the swap meet. Yeah, we were there. The swap meet was cool. It was hot as all can be. There was a lot of sales there. I recommend that you buy from the local dealers that actually make a lot of the wooden items there. Or they have a lot of Chinese dealers there as well, and that stuff comes in from China and it's like manufactured. So if you want the real authentic thing made by the people from the same place, then that's what you do. So you could definitely grab one of those.
Yeah, it's very easy to go, I'm going to get the $10 wooden surfboard with Hawaii written on it, little plaque that I can take home, made in China. It's really easy to do. And those stalls are in amongst incredible, gifted, creative people who are sitting there physically carving out the wood while you sit there, and you can watch them do it. And if you have to pay a little bit more and get a little bit less, do a little bit less shopping but support your local, I would recommend that. They were so amazing just sitting there. The way that they can see it start as nothing and then create this beautiful design on these little souvenirs was incredible. So again, we'll get that on recording so you can see some of these guys at work. There was a lot of stalls. I will say that some of them are quite repetitive because the ones that are selling manufactured products are probably every second stand, but you can really do a good walk. Allow a couple of hours to really walk around and get to see all of it. The food's there. We didn't eat. We had corn. We didn't eat. We had those really nice corns that they had, sweet corn or whatever they were. They were
with no
nice.
toppings.
No toppings because some of the toppings looked a bit scary, but yeah, lots of other foods as well that you could have gotten. But there was also a stand that had caps, and Dante's got one on that he's got now. This you could get the designs. I like the fact that he picked that one. That's the islands there, and it just looks so beautiful. It wasn't too over the top. There was another one that was quite good because it was like it had
Hang
the
loose.
islands, yeah, and the islands that you've got there were in between the two fingers, which was cool.
The surfer dude hat. Hang
Yeah,
10, dude.
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
gonna do that. I just got a
No, but it
message.
looked cool.
I just got a message from a friend from San Diego I haven't heard from in like 6 or 7 years.
Nice,
Yeah, I don't even know. I'll have to hit him up when I feel like hopping on a phone call and catching up.
nice.
Anyway, yeah. So what do we do Thursday again? So Thursday, I know we did the beach. I know. What did we wake up and do? Nothing. I think that was the day we did
Well,
nothing.
that's the day we didn't do. No, we did do. We went to Hanneman Bay. We had a drive around, went to Hanneman Bay, and then we drove around and found that private beach almost that we almost had to ourselves, which was quite
That's
rough.
right. That's the
Yeah,
that that's the day we did that hike. Excuse
yeah.
me.
That was the evening, yeah, because we haven't gotten to Diamond Head yet. Yeah. So we
Dime,
drove
yeah,
around we drove around, saw Hanneman Bay. We did a beautiful beach, different one to the ones that we've been doing for sunsets, and enjoyed the water, which was quite rough. The actual beach had signs up that it was closed, but we still had a little bit of a dip in the water, which was nice. Some people were there as well on boards.
they were getting down. I ain't gonna lie. There's like a double benefit to that area because you ain't gotta worry about sharks coming in up in there around all them rocks and that hard pounding water. Because I can't imagine that was what they would want. They would come in that bay. It had to be rocky and rough and not it. Because they did
No,
have shark. They had shark
yeah,
helicopters too. They were
yeah,
flying
yeah,
around watching.
yeah. So that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we went back home and we got ready and headed out to Diamond Head that afternoon.
Yeah, we went to Diamond Head. Yeah. I don't even know why we went back, but I think we had to like change or something to
Well,
go
we
to
had a late
Diamond Head
start.
thing was later in the
Yeah, we
day.
had an
Yeah,
almost sunset. I think it was like a 4:30 slot,
it
and we had
was.
headed
Yeah,
out in the morning after breakfast. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah, we had time to rest and relax a little bit because it was going to be quite a hike apparently. I mean, it
right.
didn't end up being that bad, but I didn't know what I was in for. So we relaxed, had some lunch, which we had some leftovers, um, relaxed a little bit in the room, and then got ready and headed out for our sunset hike up
Yeah,
to the top of a volcano that is such a natural, beautiful wonder. Just to think of how old it is, and it just right on the edge of that city, looking out from the top, the bunkers that we got up into, which were great scenic points at this stage, obviously. Yeah, stunning. Oh, that's again, I'll never forget that, and I will do that hike again every time I go back there because it was just
yeah. That was
so
Diamond Head
beautiful.
was nice. So
Yeah.
that was our last day there, Diamond Head. And then we left, had to pack up, leave the next day. We were enjoying it. We could have definitely stayed there more days. There's so much going on in Hawaii that you
Mm,
can see and enjoy.
yeah.
So many, yeah. So anyway, there's Hawaii.
We had to find a perfect spot of time to travel. So it was between my Kangaroo Valley and your LA. So that was
Oh
the only
yeah.
time we had. So,
Then I was off
next
to
time
LA
we'll
after
plan it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a great catch up. We have got our next one planned, so stay tuned for that recap. But Hawaii, get there if you haven't gotten there. If you haven't been in a while, get back to it because it is really a beautiful place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then some future episodes, we're going to start really deep diving into just relationship skills, tools, so you can identify, just different things that are going to serve you the best way and give you enhance your experience and your purpose and your romantic relationship and just in general relationship with yourself and other people around you. So, got a lot of good stuff coming in. Just talking about codependency and narcissism and all those really fun topics, gaslighting, pathological liars, compulsive liars. We're gonna cover all this stuff. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
so we got a whole bunch in front of us that we're looking forward to, and uh, we should end this before we get to a complete hour.
perfect. Beautiful.
Let me stop the recording.